Shit.
Sometimes you gotta surprise people, bro. You know what I'm saying? What's up, brother? Come on.
All right, we in the second episode of the Origin series.
Sir.
You already know what it is. You saw the first one where we covered just all the work you do as a coach, your story with basketball. Today, or I guess I'll say tonight, looking at where we are on this beautiful rooftop, we'll get into kind of the work of what you do with the community and some of the events that you curate. So kind of just to start off our conversation, you have something going on that you're about to go to, a big event that you have coming up in a few hours that I think touches on kind of why we're here tonight and what you want to talk about. So let's just start off, what you got coming up just in these next few hours, the event you're going to.
Yeah, for sure, brother. First off, I want to say thank you for being here again.
Yeah.
I'm with G Studios, one of the best media companies that's going to be here for sure.
Follow G Studios.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, brother, like I said, thank you for being here again, and shout out to the team. Over the next couple of days, bro, actually going into the weekend, I'm actually about to go to my third Invest Fest.
Third Invest Fest.
They've only had 4.
Okay.
And this is going to be my third one.
So you've been almost all of them.
Almost all of them. I missed the first one. Only reason I missed the first one was because I didn't even know
what
Invest Fest was. Once I found out about it, I haven't missed an event since.
So what is it? Describe what Invest Fest is, what you're going to be doing during these couple of days. Yeah, so first off, Invest Fest was founded by a great team, Earn Your Leisure. Earn Your Leisure.
If you heard of them. They got
I
don't want to start saying names and I'm forgetting people, but I'll just say Earn Your Leisure, Invest Festival, where it's basically, how they call it, is a Super Bowl for entrepreneurs.
A Super Bowl for entrepreneurs.
So the best entrepreneurs, the best investors, the best moguls, the best influencers, the biggest of the biggest, all come to one event for 3 days. And they talk about their story, they talk about how they did it, and they give you the opportunity to sometimes talk to them.
Yeah.
So they go on stage, they talk to the crowd, but then they also, they'll stay around, they'll walk around. You got this vendor marketplace where there's multiple vendors that's, selling out every year, and then they walk around in there. But I say the best thing about this event, to me, is the opportunity to network with about 15 to 20,000 other black entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And these are people that are not on the big stage yet. These are people like everyday people that are growing to that next chapter, and bumping a shoulder with them, like I was telling the other day, you could potentially run into your new business partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just at an event like this. I want to get into the networking, but first I want to ask kind of what started you going to events like Invest Fest? Like lately I just feel like you always at a different event, just going somewhere. And it was so sudden, where it was like a switch where it's like Nate's just somewhere going to something 24/7. What started that for you, just kind of starting to go to these different events, starting to network? Why was that important? And then how did you even get into it?
Great question, bro. So, I'll say what got me into going to the events that I'm going to, like, recently, as of the past couple of years, because I graduated college like 2 years ago. So I wasn't going to any events during college. I was playing ball, right? But then when I graduated, I started running into people that were living a lifestyle that I wanted.
Yeah. And around what time is this? What year is this?
This is 2022.
2022. You're recently graduating college, and you're running into people.
I'm running into, like, super successful people, but, like, I didn't know what they were doing. Yeah. And they always told me, your network is your net worth.
Your network is your net worth. You were telling me that. Kind of go into that even more.
And I was like, what does that mean? And one of them broke it down. They were like, it's not about the quantity of your network. Right? You can know 1 million people. And he told me, he said, it's about the quality people that are in your network.
It's better to know 3 good people that are going to take you somewhere than 20 people not doing nothing.
And that's why he was saying your network is your net worth, because if your network is valuable, that in a way automatically makes you valuable because you have resources that other people might not have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what he told me, network is my net worth. That's what got me into going to the events in 2022. What's crazy is when I was about, I'll say like 13, 14. Shout out to Seven House.
Shout out Seven House. Shout out Seven House for real. That's family business.
Shout out to 28 Way.
Yeah.
Two-Tone.
Shout out 28 Way.
Bro, they was throwing events. Like, they be throwing events now.
Yeah.
But they were throwing events.
Back in Bloomington.
Bro. Before Bloomington. Like, they were throwing house parties like that people, it was like.
See, it's dang near generational.
Bro.
They've been throwing events for years.
Bro, this is like 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
I'm a young boy.
Yeah.
And I'm walking in like, bro.
Motion.
This is how y'all having motion like this at an early age.
Yeah.
No investors, no funding, just vibes. Like, hey, pull up. Bro, it was amazing, bro. So I always want to give a shout out to them. And they kind of showed me that bringing people together and having a good time is truly fulfilling.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what sparked, what I do today.
Yeah, and I know that sparks kind of with you wanting to put events together yourself. Now, kind of just going back to the networking and why that's important to you and why it's important to go through these events. I just want to make sure I'm following you right. You were kind of saying, you were around a lot of people that were successful. Yeah. And then you learned that, kind of your network is better than your net worth. So just being around successful people, did you kind of say to yourself, okay, now I need to be in more events so I can be around more successful people? Or was it more so one of those things where I want to go to events and learn myself how to be successful? Like, you see what I'm saying? Yeah,
so I want to correct you. So not your network is more important than your net worth. I'll say they're kind of like the same.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say they're equal, but they're equal, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so, no, I would say me going to the events, bro, like, this is something else I learned.
Yeah.
Was that when you go to these events, you're not just trying to put your hand out just to meet different people.
Yeah.
What I learned was if you have value to offer to other people, it's easier to make a relationship with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if I don't got nothing going on and I'm just like, just a regular person, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being a regular person, but I'm saying if I'm going to these events and I'm wanting to meet people and I'm wanting to keep these relationships, it has to be both-sided.
Yeah, you have to be able to give them something. You can't just ask.
Bro, I can't be a multimillionaire or someone super successful and, you just a regular person just trying to stay mediocre.
Yeah,
and you just want me in your phone as a contact. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
So what I started doing was I started building value in myself. And what I mean by that, I started, working on my craft. And I call it sharpening my sword. And I'm talking about in any lane. So like I was saying, like we talked about the last episode, basketball.
Yeah.
How high can I get in this lane? Mm-hmm. When it comes to throwing events, how high can I get in this lane? When it comes to relationships, how many valuable relationships can I keep?
Yeah.
Right? So once I started doing that work, once I started reading more, once I started becoming more intelligent, when I go to these events and I meet these people, it's not like they're just teaching me stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like when they close their mouth and then I talk, they're like, dang, I'm actually learning something from him too.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, this is value plus value relationship.
Yeah. It makes sense to create a relationship with him because he's giving me something as all right.
Some people, I want to say this, some people look at it as like, oh, people are using me or he's just using you. Bro, everything in business, bro, and everything out here, you're being utilized somehow, some way.
Yeah.
That's why it's always important to be able to add value, because if you don't add no value no more, what's your job going to do to you?
Firing. What have you done for me lately? You got to always make sure you're having that value.
Come on.
Now, when you're going into these events, a lot of people with networking, like you get into the event, you have the value, all All right, so I'm intelligent. I have something to offer people. I'm in the event space with these people. How do you break the barrier? How do you go and introduce to yourself to those people? How do you create those strong connections to where it's like, I have value and then I'm putting it into action? When you going into those events, InvestFest that's coming up, when you introduce yourself, how do you do it? How do you talk? Like, give some advice to somebody that's like, I have the value. I know what events I want to go to, but I don't know how to create those relationships.
Great question again, bro. So one good thing my mom likes to tell me is present yourself like you want to be presented. And so when you walk into an event, what do you have on first off?
Yeah.
You dripped out, you clean.
Yeah.
Like are you just wearing some jogging pants, you wearing a t-shirt? Like, or do you look like I said, present yourself like you want to be presented. This is someone that I would want to meet. Yeah. So already before you even make a conversation, they already see this is somebody I would like to talk to.
Yeah.
So that's step one.
Yeah.
Step two, once you do meet that person, the first thing I usually say is, bro, keep it simple. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
My name is Nate.
Yeah.
MAGNATE.
Yeah.
I do boom, boom, and boom. I'm from Indianapolis. Usually when I tell people I'm from Indianapolis, they're like, where is that at?
Yeah, no one knows.
I don't even know is there corn there?
Yeah.
What do y'all do there? I know about the Pacers, or is that
Maybe
where the Pacers
Colts
are from? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't know.
But I always say, hey, how you doing? Tell them who I am. Kind of, I try to add value in a short time frame.
Yeah, and kind of how you're able to do that. Like you say introduce yourself. I do this and that. But yeah, making that value clear quickly. Because are you staying and having conversations for a long time with these people, or in and out?
So usually, bro, I'm in and out.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: the best relationships that I've built or that I have to this day, I never had a long conversation with them when I met them. It was always in and out. It was, hey, I'm Nate. I'm an investor. I throw events. I'm from Indianapolis. I train. I got a lot of kids I train.
Yeah.
I'm doing so many good things, and our business has been able to do this. What's your name? Then they tell me who they are. Then it's like, oh, okay, boom. Then I try to walk away.
Okay, yeah.
Because when I walk away, now it builds curiosity.
Yeah, they're starting to think like, okay.
Like, dude, man, he came up clean. He's got a good suit on. He's on his stuff. He told me what he does. If I talk to him again, I'm really going to enjoy the conversation now because I already somewhat know him a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how I do it, like, real quick. I never try to stay there long and, how's life been? And I don't really try to do that. I just try to, get straight to it and try to keep moving around.
All right, that's good advice. Yeah. Another thing that I want to ask just with these events is, so you've been at 3 of the 4 InvestFest. What are some other events you've been to that you kind of just have been an impact on you that you remember?
Oh, man. My first business event was a Kayani event.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys, man.
Kayani.
Wasim, my boy Mark. Yeah, man. I went to a Kayani event. It was like
Kayani. Where's it at?
It was a networking event. It was like a network marketing event.
Yeah.
And it was in Florida, actually, Orlando. That was the first event I went to. And it was more of just, personal development.
Yeah.
Learning from great speakers, learning how to build a business. That was one event that I remember. And then another recent event, I actually went to a NVIDIA GTC artificial intelligence event.
Okay.
Back in April.
All right. So of all those events, just what have they provided for you? What have they taught you? What have you learned from going to these events that you feel like has made you grow?
Biggest thing is you can never stop learning.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You can never stop learning. And the rooms that you're in, when you look around in the rooms, and I know you've probably heard this before, but if you look around in the rooms and you're still the smartest person in the room, there's some other events that you need to go to.
Yeah.
And the events that I try to continue to go to and try to keep finding, these events, I try to be like the dumbest person in the room.
Yeah.
Because if I'm the dumbest, that means I have the most range to learn the most. You see what I mean? So that's a big thing I learned. And then I'll probably say the other key takeaway is relationships to take you places that money can't.
Never thought, yeah. Oh, I like that one. Relationships can take you places the money never can. All right. Now, let me ask, kind of just want to pivot now into just the work that you do with your community and the events that you curate now. You kind of earlier mentioned Two Tone, Seven House, places like that are known in the city for hosting great events. And you just kind of being around them, talk to me about how those organizations that do those events, what inspiration or how did they help you, or kind of what did they do for you to just make you want to see and be like, okay, I want to do events like this. You know, you kind of talk about going to Two Tone and their parties when you were like 11, 12 years old. Kind of talk about how what that does for you just wanting to do your own events.
So I touched on it a little bit earlier, bro, is when I seen people come together and they were smiling, laughing, having a great time, it showed me like, man, if I can put a smile on people's faces like that, that's gonna fulfill me. I mean, everybody's not like that, right? Me personally, I love seeing a smile on other people's faces. As I got older, I started seeing like, man, like I just made him laugh. Like that kind of make me feel good. You know what I mean? So when I started seeing them do that, and then I started seeing the feedback that they were getting. It was like, yo, G, K, like, Rob, like, bro, when's the next one? Like, we gonna remember this forever. And that's like, boom, when people were saying that, and I said it to them. Like, I just brought up their events from when I was 11, 12 years old. So it's like, if I can remember that, I'm like, man, I want to be able to give people everlasting memories. And so that's what they kind of did for me.
And I know you said you saw them do it, but why do you feel like in yourself you have a responsibility to do that, to bring people together in your community and make people laugh and make people come together for business? Like, what is that in you that makes you feel like that's something that's important, that needs to be done?
Responsibility. I'll say I feel like it's a part of my calling, bro. I feel like it's a part of my calling. You know, I feel like everybody's here for a reason on this earth. And I feel like the quicker you figure out why you're here, the better, or the quicker you're going to move in the direction that you need to be going in. And I read a book one time, and it said there's two important dates in your life. And it's the date that you were born, and it's the date that you realize why you were born.
Because that's when your life changes.
When you realize why you're born, it's like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing on earth. And that's when it comes to fulfillment. That's when it came to putting smiles on people's faces, you know, putting people on. Like, if I got resources, or I'm going to all these events and I'm building these relationships, and then I come back home and I'm talking to people, they're like, bro, I just need a lob, or I just need a stepping stool, I need this. And then they come to me, they're like, Nay, I got you. And I like being the go-to guy for my community. I love being that, bro. I love being that, bro.
And you say your community. Kind of talk to me about, what is your community? What does that community mean to you? Like, kind of just speak to that importance, because you know what your calling is, that path is. But speak to that community that you're providing it to. Just being raised in it, what it means to you. The faith, the look on people's faces when it's people from your community seeing the events you do. Just kind of talk about the meaning of that for you.
Bro, Indianapolis, bro. Man, we done came a long way, bro. And shout out to all the sides, but emphasize on the east side.
On the east side,
You know what I'm saying?
But talk about that. Like, the east side's like a family.
Bro, everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody on the east side, but
damn near.
Everybody on the east side, bro, is family, bro. Everybody, bro. And being able to grow up with them, you know what I'm saying, and get to where we are today, it's just amazing. And so when I throw events, to answer your question, when I throw events and what my community means to me, they mean everything, bro.
Yeah.
Like I remember being at school one time, and I was going through it, man. I'm talking about
grade? What school? Because you switch schools a lot.
I went. This one I was in college. It was in West Virginia.
Okay.
That's where I graduated from.
Yeah.
I was going through it, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember being in my dorm room, and it was just so much going on back home. People were passing away.
Yeah.
Family was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
My relationships with people were kind of like falling out.
Yeah.
I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? We were losing on my basketball team. We were at odds with each other.
It's a tough time.
I remember asking myself, and I also remember being on the phone with my pops, and we were talking about, he asked me, he said, why are you doing this still?
Yeah.
Like, you about to get your degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, your family, we love you.
Yeah.
Like, what's the reason you're doing this still?
Yeah.
And then I had to sit back, man. It took me a couple of days to kind of come up with the answer. And it was just, bro, I'm doing this for all the people that can't do what I'm doing right now. The people that are not here no more. The people in my community that they made one bad mistake.
Yeah.
And now their life has changed forever.
You feel like a sense of responsibility.
Sense of responsibility. So once I started realizing that, I said, when it comes to my community, that's why I'm doing this.
It's not just for you. Which makes you feel like you just can't stop.
It's
not about just you.
I won't stop. I don't care how bad it gets. Every community gets bad, gets rough. People pass away, people gossip, people talk about people. I don't care what happens, bro. I know the end goal and the long-term goal is to get us to the next level.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm doing, bro.
So just the events, we talked so much about the meaning behind them. Let's kind of go into All-Star Weekend. The event that you had for there. Kind of walk me through just getting that event together. How was it just strategically putting it together? And then talk to me about the day of the event. How'd it go? Everything with that.
Yeah, facts. So, shout out to P. Always shout out PJ, man. It's my dog. And shout out Buka Lounge. They're the ones who let us have it there. So they actually, it was like a kind of like a last minute thing, bro.
Really?
It was like literally like 9 days before All-Star Weekend.
Okay.
9 days, and I remember P was like, hey, you can do something at the lounge if you want. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. We'll get it together. And I was like, man, I know a lot of artists in the city.
Yeah.
I know a lot of folks that need a platform. And not only need a platform, they just need an opportunity, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's different from being behind the microphone and rapping.
Yeah.
From being in front of people and rapping.
Yeah.
And sometimes some young rappers, some young artists, I hope young artists are hearing this, sometimes you need to jump out there in the fire to really see what you made of.
Yeah.
And so the event was kind of centered around opportunity, bro.
Yeah.
And so I said, man, I know a lot of artists in the city. I know a lot of them that some of them are having motion, some of them not having as much motion.
Yeah.
But I know once you get on this platform, once you get in front of people, bro, you never know what can happen.
So how?
Yeah.
How was the extra night of it? Like, were you nervous at all? Were you nervous about people coming? Were you nervous about just anything going wrong with equipment? Were you nervous about one of the artists not showing up? Like, when you go to an event, you're able to just sit back and relax from the standpoint, like, this isn't all on me. But when you host something, every little thing.
Bro.
Like, just talk to me about being at an event where you see so many people having fun, but you working.
Bro, one thing, when you throw events, and my people that throw events, they know this.
Yeah.
When you're throwing the event, you're focused on throwing the event.
Yeah.
So when your homies is, hey, I'm walking up, bro, answer the phone.
Yeah, they worried about a whole bunch of little shit.
Can you come outside and, bro,
figure it out. I'm trying to do something.
Man, come on, bro. Like,
I might have been other people calling you and be like, let me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried about the equipment or anything. One thing about myself, too, when I'm present, I'm really not worried about nothing. The only time I'm worried about something if I don't really have no control over what happens. Or I'm not going to say not control over what happens, but if I'm not there, if that makes sense. So if I was throwing the event or like I went out of town and I'm like, hey, make sure y'all pull up to my event back in Indianapolis and I'm all the way in Atlanta, that's the only time I'll be worried. Like, man, I don't know if they going to be
if it's going to go how I want it,
But if I'm there, bro, it wasn't really no worries. It was just, small fires that you got to put out.
Yeah, small
little,
fires.
Like, hey, the microphone not working. Oh, let's go plug a new microphone in. Oh, they need some food over here at the table.
Yeah.
Bro, when you a host, you got to do all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People, like, great. There's a difference between great hosts and people that are hosting good events.
Yeah.
Great hosts, they make sure everything is accounted for.
Okay.
I'm talking about, I'm making sure the music is cool, like, oh, they good.
Yeah.
But I'm also making sure them in the back, oh, you ain't get your drink, you ain't get your food, let me go get your food.
Okay,
This is not even my role, but when you're the host, everything's your role.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go to be the security real quick.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, he not 21. Nah, he can't get in.
Yeah.
Then I come back in. Oh, where's the waters at? Let me go outside. Let me go run and get the waters, come back in. So it was like little small fires that we had to put out, but overall, bro, amazing.
Yeah, and
absolutely amazing, bro.
Just going off you saying it was amazing, like, what was the reception afterwards from the artists themselves that you gave that opportunity to, and just from your friends that were going? Like, how do you feel like they felt about it? And then how did that make you feel personally, just hearing the feedback from the event?
Yeah, so I do want to give a couple shout outs to some folks that helped me with the event.
Yeah.
My Generation,
shout out to them.
Great people. And then 317 A&R.
Yeah, 317 A&R, shout out to them.
Bro, these are, when you're easy to work with, or you're people that, there's no like rebuttal or like, nah, we not doing that.
Yeah.
Bro, when you are easy to work with, bro, that's what makes amazing events come on.
Being
when
easy
it's all
to work
that
with.
infighting and all that other stuff that be going on.
Yeah.
But I want to give a shout out to them, bro. 317 A&R, Miles, and his team.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, bro. I had told him last minute too.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, we doing this event. I got an idea. And I said, not only am I trying to have them perform,
you want to do the interviews.
I want you to like, kind of like give it like a BET experience. Can you kind of like interview them while the event is going on?
Yeah, and I love that. That was awesome.
Ask some questions. But this is the thing though. I also told them, don't just get the artists.
Yeah.
Get other event planners, other people that throw events in here, other people that got some type of motion in here, get them on the camera too. So like Seven House, they got an interview in there, and it's like, dang, why is Seven House getting an interview at an artist event? And that was our whole idea, bro. So shout out to Miles, man, 317 A&R, help bring that joint into fruition.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then, so we talked about this event. Now let's go into the cookout.
Oh yeah.
That was a couple months later, completely different event. I want to ask kind of again, like, do you have any, like, are there any type of events you think you won't do? Like, you're doing a music event, you'll do the cookout, which we'll talk about in a while. Like, I think it's impressive how different those two events were. Were you thinking about those, but like during the setup? Or was it kind of just like, this is what the people need? I have artists, I want to do this, and now I have the cookout. How do you come up with ideas for your event?
I think I was kind of alluding to it the other day. I feel like networking and bringing my community together, it's like a superpower.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got a superpower like that, and especially, of course, I gotta still grow into where I'm a young bull, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's my superpower. Whenever you have a superpower, I don't care what lane it's in, we're gonna be able to kill it.
Yeah.
So I don't care if that's an artist event where it's rappers or singers, or if it's like the cookout when it's vendors and people coming together and network and chill and eat cookout food and vibe and catch up with people that you ain't seen in years, and
that's what it felt like.
And then we got some huge events coming up too. Shout out to Trev and RMC, man. We got some huge events that we about to do that's about to shock a lot of people, bro.
All right, I want to get into those. Let me just ask, for people who didn't go to the cookout, paint the picture. Like, whoa,
Ooh.
like it was amazing. If you want me to do it, I will. Like, just what that day was and what the event was.
So I'm gonna do my perspective.
Nah, I don't
do your perspective.
You go. You do
sure?
it. Yeah.
All right, bet. So for anybody that wasn't there, it was imagine your 10-year reunion with your best friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine not really, chopping up on Instagram and kind of texting back with your best friends, but like, imagine the last time you was in school before you graduated and you was with your best friends every day.
And now all your friends have businesses.
Now all of your friends have businesses. All of your friends are doing something big in the city, and you're able to come together and just kick it like the old times, bro.
Yeah.
And not only kick it, I paid for all the food.
Yeah.
All the food was taken care of. All you got to do is come eat.
Yep.
You know, some folks like to drink a little bit. You
come
know,
eat a little bit, come drink a little bit.
Paid for.
Yeah.
Pay for all the liquor, bro. The entertainment. Shout out DJ Slow. Shout out to DJ Mellow C.
Yep.
The entertainment was taken care of. So all you need to do is to come have fun. And so then we started doing special stuff. Shout out to Trev again and RMC. We started doing like vendor stuff. And I'm missing a huge shout out. My bad. Shout out to Indie Flea.
Indie Flea.
Indie Flea. It was an Indie Flea times. It was an Indie Flea times MAGNATE event.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about them here in a second, but just painting a picture. Pulling up with your best friends that you ain't seen in 10 years. Y'all all got businesses now. Y'all eating good. Y'all sipping a little bit. Y'all enjoying music. Y'all dancing. Y'all two-stepping.
Yeah.
And it's just good vibes, bro.
Yeah.
And you taking pictures. It's videos. You getting content off. And that was my biggest thing, too, that I wanted to emphasize. I talked to Indie Flea about was if you got a business here.
Yeah.
Not only do you want people to know about you, but get your own content.
Yeah.
Everybody, bro, content is the new currency.
For sure. Yeah.
Content is the new currency. So if you get your own content of you at the event and you posting this on your page, not only is it helping what we got going on, but it's helping yourself too, bro. And it's everything is paid for, bro.
That's amazing. Yeah. Even with that event, I mean, I don't want to ask the same question twice, but like setting that event up, day of the event, like how did you feel? I mean, you have to get together food, you have to get together vendors. There are people doing hair there. Shout out to Darian's Braids. Shout out to
Darian's Braids.
There was I think there was nails. Like shout out there were so many businesses there. Talk about just you. I know you said you don't get nervous whenever you're there, but like what was the difference, I'll ask, between setting up that event and setting up the All-Star weekend?
Yeah.
Any differences, any things that you would want to say like you learned?
Definitely. I'm going to talk about the difference. Make sure you remind me to talk about Indie Flea.
I got you.
I want to definitely give them praise. But the difference between the two, bro, was one of the events was inside.
Yeah.
The cookout was outside.
And that's always
so you're always going to be fighting with Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Right? And so getting to this event, everything we planned, we got the flyers out, we got thousands and thousands of people, viewing, like, bro, this is lit, reposting it, showing love. And it's like, when the event came, looked at the forecast all week, bro.
Yeah.
It says no rain.
Yeah.
Monday, I checked, Tuesday, all week, bro. Sunday, which the event was on, 2 hours before the event, it says it's about to pour raining.
Yeah.
I'm funny. Like, this is crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
So I look at that, and then I look at the weather app, and it shows you on the weather app how long it's supposed to rain, right?
Yeah.
So when I seen it, I knew it wasn't going to rain too long, right?
Yeah.
Some folks are like, bro, call the event off. It's over with. I had a couple people like, man, I ain't gonna be able to cook, man. I ain't gonna be baking. I ain't gonna be there. It's gonna be wet outside. Like, I'm cool. I'm not getting my shoes dirty. And when it start raining, black people,
you're not gonna see them. I'm already knowing.
Under the cover.
It's over with.
You know what I'm saying?
Sleep.
Chilling. So I think it was a big test of my faith.
Yeah.
Cause I was telling them, I said, bro, you can ask C. Smith, shout out PVO, and 317 Miles. They was with me.
Yeah.
And I told them, bro, we gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And so they stood there with me, bro, and had faith, and we was straight. And so I'll say that's the biggest difference from that event and the inside event. Inside event, you don't really got to worry about weather. You just got to get inside.
And it's cool.
Make sure music is good. Make sure everything's set up. You got food, drinks. Have a good time. Outside, that's a little different.
Time. And then, let's see, talk about Indy Flea.
Yeah.
Give you a shout out to them.
Quick shout out to Indy Flea, man. So they on the verge, too, of rising up, blowing up, man. Shout out to Indy Flea, man. They've done several events before I collab with them, and I seen they were on the rise, and I said I think it would be a great time to collab to do what we did. And shout out to Jashawn, shout out to Brennan, man. I really see Indy Flea like being a household name for the next 2 decades, bro.
That's amazing. And all right, so we talked about the events you've done. We've talked about your work, connecting people. We talked about the work that you do, just going to different events. What do you got coming up next as far as what's after Invest Fest, as far as events you're going to? And then what do you have coming up next as far as events, as just what you're planning to host, what you got planned for the city, and what you have planned for your community?
So I can't go in too much detail about it. T and Trevor won't let me talk about it.
All right.
But we got just know we got some artist events coming up.
Okay.
We about to make some. This is gonna be planned. You know, T likes to talk about making sure.
So smart to get me excited.
30 days before.
That's crazy.
Huh?
But give me something to give the people excited about it. Some small.
Okay, so we do have a part 2 of the cookout.
Okay.
It's gonna
part
be
2 of the cookout.
Part 2 of the cookout, same location.
Okay.
It's gonna be even bigger.
Okay.
It's gonna be more sponsors. It's gonna be more food,
more sponsors, more food,
more drinks, more vibes. And I also, I was on the phone this week.
All right.
I got some household names that are gonna be flying in.
Okay.
To be at the event.
Some household names?
Some household names.
All right, be on the lookout. The cookout part 2.
I know some people, man.
All right.
I know some folks, bro. They gonna be at the event. And then we got another artist event that we gonna throw.
Okay.
That's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a stepping stool to get you. Our goal is to get you signed.
Really?
Our goal is to, try to provide the platform to get you signed.
Yeah.
Bring some executives there.
Really?
We got in mind. We about to do some big stuff, bro.
You got some big events coming.
We got some big events coming, bro.
And I do this with every interview. I do just a topic, something about just your work with the community, the events, networking. If there's something you feel like I didn't ask or didn't cover, I definitely always want to give you the space to talk about that and just make that a conversation. In fact, there's anything that I'm missing on that needs to be said.
I really want to emphasize the networking aspect of how all this came about.
Yeah.
I really want to emphasize how important networking is. But I really want to dive into building yourself up in value.
What you mean? Like building yourself up with that value. How would you say you're able to do that?
Bro, getting in the lab is what I say, bro.
Get in the lab.
Learning, bro. Picking the industry, picking the field, picking the skill, and becoming the best at it.
Yeah.
And I seen, I think Nick Cannon was talking about this the other day, and he was saying he doesn't do the networking stuff.
Yeah.
He says, get hot, and they'll come find you.
See, that's the type of feelings I'd be having, but you need the networking, though.
You need the networking. I say those are my tips on what I do, and I feel like that can work for anybody.
All right, I appreciate that. Again, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me interview you. This is the second episode of The Origins. And again, this is just the second. We have one last one. This is going to be the special one. But again, thank you for having me on. I'm with Magnate. Again, I'm Garrett Sims, the host of GS Studios. You guys be safe. That's a wrap.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.